Salut, everybody. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy, of course, to be among those distinguished delegates and fighters for the deaf cause. I will be pleased here, on behalf of my colleagues at DeafNET or at the Board of Trustees, to give you the quadrennial report of DeafNET. It's my pleasure then to report on DeafNET activities and achievements during the period 2011 and 2016. It was a time of challenges, excitement, and discovery of the human capital, or the huge human capital of the deaf communities in Africa. The implementation of the Trainer program was a special highlight. It brought together the deaf leaders of Africa and gave practical and positive effect to the DeafNET vision to join efforts in order to improve the quality of life and deaf people and their families in Africa. It seems like it was just yesterday that we assumed the leadership of DeafNET following the quadrennial meeting in Swaziland. Time has gone quickly, and we are so proud of what we have been able to achieve together. I want to thank all DeafNET, both BOT members and GB members, for the trust. I also thank all the executive and our committee and working groups, as well as our staff, for your commitment and hard work in helping us achieve our objectives. In the following, you will read about the many activities that we set for ourselves during this quadrennial. It was an ambitious program of work that built upon the success and the foundation we laid out from the last 4 years. It was pleased that we were able to advance our work and in virtually every area of importance to us. As with any organization, some objectives were advanced more than others, but overall, I believe we can be very proud of our achievements. If I were to identify one achievement that I believe has the potential to truly make life better for the deaf and hard of hearing persons, I want to acknowledge the hard work and the perseverance of our team, led by Reverend Atty Smith, who worked tirelessly despite fairly considerable obstacles, mainly financial, to achieving our goals, which truly could make a difference in improving access to information for the deaf in Africa. We still have to do a lot of work to do. We are now at our 10th anniversary. There is much to do, but we have the instrument, which means the power in our hands to make those obstacles work for us. We are very, very grateful for the support being provided by our sponsors, mainly SVE. Time also to evaluate our working mechanisms too. We will need your suggestions. We are in need of strong, passionate deaf leaders that would enlighten our paths, because the DeafNET remains for the deaf and should be inspired by the deaf after all. But let me first try to talk about a history and the background of our organization. In October 2000, at the World Contact Group for Mental Health and Deafness accepted the bid of the National Institute for the Deaf in South Africa to host the 3rd Mental Health and Deafness World Congress in 2005. This set in motion a movement for mental health and deafness in Africa. A partnership between the Foundation Friends of EFATA in Netherlands and the National Institute for the Deaf in South Africa gave a momentum to the bring together of people, deaf and hearing, in the interests of the health and well-being of deaf people and their families in the African continent. Preliminary discussions from 2001 and 2003 between SVE and NID led to the hosting of the first Africa workshop for mental health and deafness from September 28 to October 1st, 2004 at NID with 10 African countries attending. Those present expressed the passionate desire to form an Africa contact group for mental health and deafness, and thus this should take place during the 3rd Mental Health and Deafness World Congress 2005, where there would be an increased attendance of deaf people from African continents. After the 2nd Africa workshop on mental health and deafness, with an increased attendance of 85 deaf people from 37 African countries from October the 24th to the 25th, 2005. During the week of the 3rd Mental Health and Deafness, the Africa Contact Group for Mental Health and Deafness was founded. Now, after the Quadrennial in Swaziland, the ICGMHD had a meeting with Mr. Shoaib Shalkan of South Africa, who has been appointed the Special Rapporteur of on Disability at the UN. It was a very important meeting which gave us insights on how we shall be proceeding, and we're committed to look forward to a new formal institution and their DeafNET was founded as a legal body and was registered as a charitable trust on the 1st of December 2011. Public benefit organization in South Africa, June the 7th, 2012, and as a non-profit organization on the 12th of September 2012. The governing board, made of 3 representatives of Africa regions, and the CEO of DeafNET met on 5 occasions in South Africa, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. The organizational structure of the ACMHD was adapted to meet new needs and implemented, and ACMH became part of DeafNET contact group team in the 6 African regions. Training and strategic planning workshops were held for governing board and Africa contact group team. To attend to the business of DeafNET, the following meetings were held on several occasions by the Board of Trustees of DeafNET and the governing board from August 2012 till August 2015, once a year. Strategic planning was done and training workshops were held to equip members for their responsibilities, and criteria were laid down for project and the action plan submissions and approval. Planning for strategic regional activities was done. Members submitted action plans and projects, and representatives submitted reports to the DeafNET office. Concerns were expressed regarding limitations in executing regional action plans due to cross-border restrictions, vast areas, workload of representatives, lack of communication response and maintenance, budgetary constraints, representatives putting their own country and organization first. The previous point was referred to BOT, Board of Trustees, for the necessary restructuring. However, many other activities were implemented, including the Restart training method that was launched in the Republic of Congo in 2011. A scholarship program was started to empower young deaf women. This was an opportunity to identify brilliant deaf students from different countries in 2012 and 2013. The social competency model was introduced and training was conducted. DeafNET multimedia service was implemented at the level of the offices of DeafNET. In 2012, a leadership training was provided for the deaf associations in Mauritius. 2013, an HIV toolkit was compiled and was made available for all African countries, both in ISL and LSF. And fundraising activities were initiated mainly here in South Africa. September 2013, a leadership training was conducted in Madagascar, and the Red Star was also continued in South Africa at the level of the Delabat School for the Deaf we received young people from Mauritania, Zambia, Mauritius, Cameroon, Zimbabwe, Madagascar, and Mozambique, and finally Botswana. A sign language DVD was compiled for Mauritania of 1,000 words translated into sign language, into Mauritanian sign language. DeafNET attended different conferences in Reunion Island, Greece, Turkey, Qatar, and a beekeeping project was launched in 2014 in Uganda. An HIV video was launched in Morocco in 2015, and a training on sign language for judges, police officers, and public health doctors and social workers was also launched in Morocco. As a conclusion, I would say that since the early beginnings of the Africa Contact Group and DeafNET, tremendous growth and development has taken place. DeafNET has obtained international recognition and highly respected in Africa. The outgoing committee would like to convey its sincere gratitude to SVE and for their logistic and financial support during the existence of Africa Contact Group and DeafNET. This conference will be decisive with regard to the direction of DeafNET in the future. The outgoing board wishes the incoming board, coming from the elections that are likely to take place next Friday, wisdom and resolve to lead the deaf in Africa and may forward the way forward, and locally and internationally. We'd really like to thank you very much for your coming here, and thank you very much for taking time to listen to my speech. Thank you so much.